What do you say, baseball fans? Rye Bread talking baseball episode 9er. Did I catch a 9er in there? You sure did. Botch, give me a wire down to the gun line. We're talking Rays at Yankees. We're talking Padres hosting the Dodgers in a barn burner. And superlatives to round it out. If there was ever any doubt in your mind about whether or not the Rays were looking past the Rangers to this weekend set in New York, they answered those questions last night, left a small army on base, 25 guys left on base, and still won 8-2. They had control of that game from the jump and still got hit. Brandon Lau got hit by a 90-mile-per-hour cutter. Sure, it's not a fastball. You can say the cutter got away. But there is no benefit of the doubt left for the Yankees. They've hit a Rays batter every game this year. Forget all the other past discrepancies. Forget all the other issues. They've hit every game this year. They've hit somebody. So it's not getting better. And you can say it slipped, but it's just greasy. I know a cutter can get away. It's still a seamer. He's going to feel that one for a little while. I'm just not impressed. And if you're the Yankees and you're going to roll Jordan Montgomery out there again, why not turn it into a circus tonight? It's the only way they're going to get to Glasnow. That's your best chance of beating Glasnow. Turn it into a beanball fest and get the guy run in the third inning. If you're the Yankees, that's probably your most likely scenario for a win, is getting Glasnow out of there early because he's emotionally charged. I hope the Rays have taken that responsibility away from him. Somebody in the clubhouse, another pitcher, like, we got this for you. You go beat these guys, and we'll settle it when it needs to be settled. Because the way it stands right now, the Rays keep winning. And that softens the blow a little bit if they keep beating this team. The Rays have been scraping the Yankees off the bottom of their shoe since last year. It's now 13-5 since last year. So that's just regular season. So I don't know if they're as salty as they might be if that record was reversed. If they'd been beaten that many times and they'd lost 13, it'd be a nightmare tonight. But they keep winning. So hopefully cooler heads prevail again. But I'm telling you, man, that fuse on tonight's game is everything for you Monty Python fans. It's going to be exciting either way because the Yankees tomorrow with Cole going probably feel pretty good about that. So tonight's game is the de facto rubber match, and it hasn't even happened yet. So I'm pumped up to see the Rays bring it back to the Bronx tonight and hopefully run it up again. Out west, we had a barn burner. It was a great game out west. I had to turn it off, admittedly, because it was getting too late. But the parts that I did see last night before I turned it back on this morning and finished her up was exactly what you wanted to see. You want this rivalry to take root. It's a little chippy. Tatis is good, My goodness, this guy. The opposite injury news, right? The Padres get their guy back. He goes yardy. And then the Dodgers get the bad news on Belly on the fractured leg, the hairline fracture. Now, I don't think it's that big of a deal for the Dodgers. He will be back, and they have enough to carry it. But it's not good news. It's not good momentum. And it made that game last night a little bit more important, because if the Dodgers don't win that, and they've got this injury news, there's a lot of momentum building because San Diego's got their pitching lined up for today and tomorrow. It's a big win for the Dodgers. And who else but Corey Seager? This guy, ice water in his veins, this guy, Corey Seager. He's an assassin. He doesn't say much. He doesn't do much as far as socially or whatever. He's not as visible as you might think a guy playing shortstop in LA might be. He just seems like a calm, regular, cool dude, and he's just going about his business with precision. An impressive start to the year for Corey Seager. The Dodgers are tough, obviously, but if you're the Padres, you're not that bent about last night because you purported yourself well and you've given yourself a shot in these next two ball games with the way your pitching lined up. And I really think we're going to have an exciting finish to this weekend, rivalry-wise, both out west and at east here. The superlatives for the day, I'm going to start it with Joey Wendle. Now, for those of you who have seen A History of Violence with Ed Harris and Viggo Mortensen, it's nearly impossible for me to say Wendell's name without Joey bringing it. But I'm not trying to besmirch anyone. It's just a lot of control necessary after seeing A History of Violence. Ed Harris, you beautiful bastard. It just stays with you. It's almost impossible. Joey Wendle, batting .326, could have more than 8 RBI, but there's just been some fluky stuff that has cost him. He gets big hits. He's been starting it off. He's been finishing it. He's got dirt in his veins. And if Joey Wendle has another 3-hit night, I'm changing my relationship status to it's complicated because I'm going to have confused feelings. I love this guy. He is a great watch. The Rays are not popular nationally, but he's just one of the many reasons why this team is so intriguing. It's why you can't take your eyes off this team. Sprinkle in the dirtbag guys that just get their work done with these super talented guys that are hardworking as well. But it's just a fun amalgamation of players, and hopefully the Rays can put their bullpen together and make another run at it. Another superlative, Justine, Upton, grand salami. Watch out, Angels fans. How's that feel, huh? Rendon goes down. You're worried about if somebody's going to pick up a stick and carry a little water for this offense. And here comes Justine Upton with a 400-foot bomb. Look, I don't care who you are. If they intentionally walk the guy ahead of you, it doesn't matter what the reason is. It doesn't matter if it's this strategic play. It doesn't matter if the guy is Mike Trout. You can still use it. You don't just go into the batter's box, well, they probably had to do it. No. You're like, you wanted a piece of this. Now you're going to get a piece of this. And and Upton gave him all that they could handle last night. Broke the game wide open. Sure, it's important for that game, but I think it's important for the Angels moving forward that they're getting some help when Rendon is on the mend. And if Upton decides to heat up over that stretch, my goodness, that's a welcome sign for Angels fans. So that was some positive things from the Angels camp after a struggle in Kansas City. And finally, we're heading to Miami. Miami's a great place to pick up dance moves, I find. Jazz hands? Anything with jazz hands? See what I did there? I'm so funny. Anyway, I can't get enough. Jazz Chisholm Jr., he's my front runner for NL Rookie of the Year. He's supposed to be the heir apparent shortstop, the prospecty guy who was going to take over for Miami. A little bit of a surprise add to the roster out of spring training, but he has taken the opportunity and run with it. You can't take your eyes off this guy. It might be the blue hair, but I noticed him in that first series against the Rays. He was dynamic in that series, and he's just kept it going. Did an upper deck job off DeGrom. Stayed red hot over the past week. Batting at a .295 clip, 6 runs, dude's lightning fast, 3 bombs, 3 bags, OBP of 405. Strong start to the year for Jazz Chisholm Jr. I love it. I love to see it. That's going to do it for us today. We're going to be back tomorrow. I'm going to do my 162. Thanks again for watching.